Hi all, today we will talk about what are index funds. Starting with the basics, index funds are basically passive funds. But what are these passive funds? Funds are of two types, active and passive. Active funds are managed by a fund manager where he actively analyzes each company before deciding on the shares that should be bought. Whereas a passive fund is not actively managed, it just tracks a particular market index. It is comparatively cheaper to invest in passive funds than active funds. Coming back to index funds, these funds invest in different types of indices like SENSEX, NIFTY. Now, NIFTY is composed of total 50 stocks, and all these stocks have their different proportions, like Reliance has 9.98%, Infosys has 6.04%, and so on. So, when you invest in a NIFTY index fund, 9.98% of your funds will be invested in the stocks of Reliance, 6.04% will be invested in Infosys, and so on. So, what this index fund is doing is, it is tracing the performance of the indices, NIFTY in this case. Now, what are the benefits and drawbacks pertaining to index funds? Talking about the benefits first, as I told before, the expense ratio of an index fund is quite low. Index funds are easy to manage as you just have to decide the target index. When you hold an index fund, you do not have to worry about diversification as it is made up of a lot of securities. Because of this well diversified portfolio, the risk attached to these investments is very low. There is no need to actively monitor your fund. If you do not have time for extensive trading, then index fund is best for you. But beware, as these funds have some disadvantages as well. Because you follow a particular index, the scope of your investment plan will have to be in accordance with that particular index. The returns that these index funds give are not that huge. You must have to invest in the entire index fund. Whether you dislike or like any underlying company, that does not matter. Having talked about the pros and cons, let's see how you have to select an index fund. First, you need to identify the index. Second, look for funds that have low tracking error, that is, the fund is nicely able to replicate the index. And third, just compare the performance of the fund with the other funds available. So, hope we are able to make this topic clear. Please like, share, and subscribe.